Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 12th and final episode of Tonari no Kyuuketsuki-san. And last episode, somebody got a cold, got a little bit sick, Akari specifically. However, getting a cold sucks, but you know what she also got to do? Sleep with not one, but two cute vampire girls. And maybe it's just me, but I'd say that's a trade worth having, personally. But yeah, good stuff on that front, so let's see what we do for the final episode. 3, 2, 1, play. I hate alarm clocks. Just smack until it's quiet. So, I'm guessing you're feeling better now. Don't worry, I am not either. What are you gonna walk in on? You look different. What did you do? I bet you were. She didn't really cut her hair, did she? Then why would you do that in the final episode? She had such beautiful long silver hair. Why would you do that? Why would you think that was a good idea? Why? Whatever. Not off to a good start. I mean, it always bothers me when an anime character cuts their hair shorter, but especially bothers me when a character had my favorite type of anime hair, long silver hair, and then just does that. It bothers me. You better give me a good explanation for that at the very least. We have enough short-haired girls in the show. I don't know why we needed to do that. Like, she was the only long-haired girl of the four main ones. I just don't understand the logic. A vampire in the changing seasons. I noticed. I disagree. Oh, okay. It was melted off by the sun. I can at least understand that a bit better. Hopefully it can grow back quickly enough. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, it's not worth risking your life for. Is it? Yeah, I'm with Akari on that one. Okay, that's what I was hoping to hear. Don't give me a heart attack like that. I know she meant hair, but that's not how I took it initially. Yes, I guess you do. That's a true fact, though. Oh yeah, school, that's a thing I gotta do. Okay, all is right with the world. Yes, I agree. Never scare me like that again. And I definitely agree with the car. No more taking out garbage. No, you're banned from that, Sophie. Well, I guess I have to drink some of Akari's. Oh. Well, that's a problem. I guess you have to drink from Akari's neck. Good evening, Ellie. Maybe Ellis got some. Or we can just drink Akari's. I just want that in the show. It's a vampire anime. We need to have some blood drinking from people. You can always ask. There you go. No. Nope, I cannot do that for you. I'm sorry. Nope, we're going to drink it from people the old-fashioned way, I guess. Yes, I am with Akari. From wherever you see fit. Well, you don't. Might want to not say that to Ellie. Because I can take a guess where she would start. Seriously, Akari's right there. Make good use of her. Yes. Yeah, there's one pretty close by, you know. There's also one here. Don't be so mean to Akari. She just wants you to suck her. Yeah. Why? Why are you ignoring her? I don't believe that's true. They just straight up ignored Akari. I don't trust these people. None of them have eyes. I'm sure you say that a lot. A blood bank. I'd like to make a withdrawal, please. You can always ask. Well, that's not very progressive of them. Do you? I mean, she's cute. Okay, I get it. She's gonna... I get it. I'll just trade her candy for her blood. That's how it works, right? I love you, Ellie. Yeah, if only there was somebody nearby. Okay. Yeah, I feel like it shouldn't work that way. Okay, that's what I thought. I think we might have addressed that at some point. Oh, she actually straight up did it. Our first real vampire bite. I want to see it too. It looks pretty nice. But in the end, Akari did not get bit. But at least we got some vampire bite, even if it was vampire on vampire. I'll take it. Well, if you're hungry or thirsty, you know, Akari's right there. Well, when you say it with that tone of voice, I feel like I should worry. Again, Akari is right there. Just bite the girl and suck. It's really just not that hard. It'll make you feel better. You know you want to. I can see that look in your eye, Ellie. I know you want to. That neck is enticing you. I'm more of a fan of long hair, but I guess a vampire would prefer the exposed neck. Yes. You both want it, don't you? uh... We're continuing to flirt with the idea of biting Akari, but... will they do it in the end? That's a question. I hope so. Yeah, most people wouldn't watch a scene like that and then get hungry. Well, I guess we... good idea. Didn't I kind of missed my chance to read the title, but... Shabu Shabu place. So hungry. Indeed. As usual, Ellie and I are on the same page. Well, it'd be better if they would just bite you. Well, you're not the only one that's hungry. They don't want your blood, though, Akari. Nobody's actually gonna die. It's okay. Yeah, I don't think it's an issue. Just a little bit of hunger. Oh. When you're hungry, it doesn't matter. Come on, you know you want it. Well, yes. You clearly need some blood. God damn it, Sophie, you're not cooperating. I mean, at least Ellie would probably take her up on it. Why? Why is everyone being like that? Poor Akari. Well, you're being so mean to her. You won't even drink her blood. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. Like, I get your reasoning, but I still think it'll be fine. Well, that's what I figured it was. I never thought it was because your blood was gross. I just still wanted it to happen. Wow. Come on, guys. I still wanted to see one Akari blood-sucking scene. That's all I wanted. I don't even care which vampire does it, really, although I prefer Sophie do it. It's a vampire anime. We need at least a little bit of blood-sucking. At least even Demi-chan had some nibbling. We didn't even get that. And Demi-chan wasn't even an exclusively vampire anime. But, you know, we got our blood. It's all good. I know. You're trying pretty hard for the entire episode. Oh, God. Is that supposed to be a subtle way of telling the audience that you should be okay with just fantasizing about it? It's okay, though. She does. It's probably a nice fantasy, so... Moon. Just be back before daytime. We don't need another unintentional haircut. You mean fly? Well, doesn't matter if you're flying. I forgot my shoes. I had to fly back. Take your word for it. Oh, okay. I like the sound of that. Oh, wow, we really are going there. Damn it, Sophie. I disagree, but, you know, I guess it's just how Sophie is. That sounded so promising, too. Oh well. Yes. Well, compared to our 300 whatever year old girl. Yeah, 360, bit of a difference. No, they don't. You just suck with electronic devices. We were gonna go to a date spot, but that kind of ended. Stop breaking stuff, Ellie. Yeah, that doesn't work. It's like only works on the old CRT TVs or whatever. Bye-bye. Yeah, no surprise there. I agree. I do like Ellie a lot. She's like I like every other main girl in the show a lot. Why are we going in the school? Oh. Okay. I will show you the world. Or at least the school. Really? But you're a high school person in an anime. Doesn't that mean you have to be on the roof before? Like the favorite hangout spot for anime. I love how I'm on the same page with Sophie. Rooftop, do not enter. What kind of school is this? What kind of school is this? I really do love that though. After I commented on the the commonness of rooftop shenanigans at school and anime, Sophie did as well. Or you may just run into that with a little bit of luck. Yep, there she is. Oh, that's just Sophie and Akari. Oh well. Yeah, it's just your friends. No big deal. Yeah, you guys aren't the only one on a nighttime date. Yeah. That would be her. More Sophie rumors. The scene would have been a lot more interesting if they hadn't already known that Sophie was a vampire. Hinata, man, everyone's out tonight. Of course, she's alone though. An excited doggy. It's a mean doggy. Still prefer the Mikan from Wanko to Koroso. Oh, that's gonna get her excited. Wow. I didn't think I'd bring her to tears. Yeah, we always hang out at Sophie's place, because that's where most of them live. Not gonna bite you. Probably. I'm not sure about that. Dogs can be pretty mean. Why I have a cat. Well, cats bite sometimes, but it doesn't hurt as much as when a dog does. So far, so good. That went better than expected. I'm so used to among a Dio, you know, that I figured it would just be a bite. Let's not push it. It was a dark aura, too. I know, right? It's almost like this stuff is written by someone. There's trees. Well, we can try again. Plus, there's gonna be rumors no matter where you go, really. As long as you fly. Yes, that's exactly how that went. Exactly. Yes, you did. You really did. Has it been that long? Are we gonna eat it? Oh. Wasn't sure what that sound effect was at first. It sounded like a tree being uprooted almost. To me. And yeah, she's gone now. Now we're lost alone in the woods. My wife would nowhere to be seen. What do I do? She can't see in the dark as well as you can. Yeah, that's... Are you gonna play a prank on her, or run up and hug her? One of the two. It's probably just Sophie. Now it is very similar to their previous meeting. Yeah, it was horrible. I had to spend like a minute without you. I mean, she didn't really lose you. You were just slightly out of eyeshot of you. Yep, very similar to your first meeting. I assume that's what she's thinking. Yes, no big deal or anything. That's great. Oh, it's so cute. I love you too. Oh, that is amazing. They've both fully embraced that. I could not have asked for something better from that scene. That was so cute. I kind of much want to watch that scene again already. Those dead eyes when Ellie grabbed her. That was a really good scene to end it off on. No, not at all. Yes, back to our home. Yes? Yes, yes we can. Slow. Oh, yes. Yeah, we can't stay out too long. And yeah, that's over. Okay, that was the 12th episode of Tonari no Kyuuketsuki-san, our friendly neighborhood vampire. And yeah, well, this episode, one of the biggest plot points was a lack of blood. But, you know, actually I think my cat wants out, so I'll be right back before I continue this discussion segment. I have returned. Now, where was I this episode? Blood. Blood was the theme. But, you know, blood loss usually refers to, like, somebody leaking out and dying, but the lack of blood issue with this episode was rather that our vampires wanted to drink some blood and there was no blood to be had. Not Sophie having blood, not Ellie having blood, just no one really having blood. Which is unfortunate. That's always an unfortunate thing. You know, Ellie came over, hey, Sophie, wanna order me some blood? And she said, you know, I can't, my website's down. So I guess there's no alternate websites to order it from, I guess, is what it comes down to. Which, you know, it's unfortunate. Akari was more than willing to offer up some blood, but, you know, they weren't having any of it, you know. Akari was assuming that the reason was because her blood was disgusting, but we eventually found out that the reason had more to do with, you know, not wanting to make a habit out of drinking her friend's blood, you know. Because you only have a limited amount of blood, and it replenishes itself at a limited rate, so you don't really want to push it too much, so I definitely understand the logic. I still wanted to see somebody suck her blood at least once in the show. We did get Ellie battling Sophie, which, at least that's something, you know, that was good to see, so I guess I can make do with what we got with there, but throughout most of the scene I was remaining hopeful that by the end of it somebody would bite Akari. Like, ideally I would want them to each bite her on a different side of her neck and suck together, but, you know, I wasn't really expecting that, but that would have been the ideal scenario for me. But, nah, they didn't do it. They did not do it. Eventually the website worked again, they ordered their blood, and they were able to not starve to death, so, you know, pretty positive ending on that one, I suppose. I skipped over it, but I should probably talk about it for a minute. The first scene when we saw Sophie and her hair was cut, I made it no secret that I wasn't a big fan of that. I'd never liked that at all, especially when it's hair that I loved. But, you know, when they revealed what had happened and told us it would grow back, I calmed down, but initially I was pretty upset about that, so luckily it was just a little bit of a scare, nothing too big there. So, you know, I'm glad that that's went the way it did. Because I was pretty worried. I was more than a little bit worried on that. Let's see. Yeah, the second half was basically just having a moonlight stroll, wandering around. And that pretty much was a Sophie-Akari date for the most part, nighttime date, where they got to meet all the characters that matter. Hinata, Ellie, Yu, and Sakuya, just everyone, basically got to see them. Which is nice. But, you know, the Hinata scene was kind of funny. I was expecting her to be happy when, you know, when Akari said what she said, but yeah, not to the point of tears, like, yeah, but she had a point about they should hang out at more than just Sophie's house, you know. Sophie's house makes the most sense because it's the biggest and most people live there, so, but still, we should hang out at some other people's houses once in a while. I think we hung out at Hinata's house at least once, but I don't know if we ever hung out at Ellie's, really. I don't think so. So that'd be cool to do. But yeah, they wandered out to the school, went to the roof, and that we had a really funny scene about that, you know, that anime cliche about eating on the roof, which Sophie acknowledged, so that was great. But they were gone by the time the teacher could finish yelling at them. But the real highlight of that, well, I did like the part where Akari was talking about a date spot and going together with Sophie. That was great, but that was vetoed, unfortunately. But luckily we got a pretty good scene regardless, because we went back to the forest where they had first met. You know, basically it was like an anniversary date, essentially, because they, you know, it was about when she said something about it being about a year since they met, and they went to the spot where they met, so that was really nice scene, very well done, and they try to reenact kind of their first meeting. That was just, I absolutely love that. I thoroughly enjoyed that from start to finish, you know. They started it and they just kept going with it, and it was great, and then you had the talk with Akari talking about wanting to go home walking slowly, spending hours together. That was some good stuff right there. That was some high quality, good stuff. I think that's the best way to put it. But yeah, that's pretty much the important bits of the episode. As far as final episodes go, you know, I'd say it was pretty good, you know, not perfect, because it didn't really feel like a final episode until, like, that last scene really there. But, you know, we got to see all the characters at least a little bit, which I always appreciate for final episodes of a show. And, you know, being able to, the real highlight of it was being able to reenact their first meeting, you know. That was really great. That kind of single-handedly saved it as a finale episode, because besides that, it really did not feel like a final episode at all. So that was really important that we had that scene. But yeah, this kind of show like could very much use a season 2, so hopefully it gets one. But my thoughts on the show as a whole. I, didn't have super high expectations when I came into the show, but it has been a very, very, very good show. I liked it. There was definitely more Yuri than I was expecting, like a lot more than I was expecting. I didn't even know there'd be any Yuri in the show at all, really, aside from what you would usually get from a, all-female cast of a comedy slice of life anime. That always has a certain degree of Yuri to it, but this had like a good deal above that. But it's not something I expected, which I was pretty happy to see. Like, the entire opening is basically just the girls kissing each other, talking about kissing, and cuddling and snuggling. Like, it could not get much more Yuri-ish if it tried, really. So, definitely a great opening. But, yeah, the main thing with the show was the vampire, and she met her pretty early on. First episode, went to the forest, met Sophie, decided to live with each other. Another vampire showed up, lived nearby, comes over a lot, so got the two vampires, and you got Hinata that comes over, hangs out, and then you have you and Sakuya that show up once in a while, and there's just ships everywhere, all over the place, which have always been fun to watch. But yeah, just a lot of great moments between our characters. Sophie was a great character, a vampire, otaku, has like a dakimakura in her coffin. Just a lot of great stuff with that character. Figures, orders her blood on Amazon. That's what you would do if you're a modern age vampire. And then we have Ellie, who's not really a modern age vampire because of sleeping for the past 100 or so years. So that character offered an alternate perspective from vampires. A bit more of a traditional kind of one. That was a pretty cool thing that they had with the show. I'm really glad they had those two vampires because of that. And also because that means Sophie has a vampire friend to talk to. Although, when they first introduced Ellie, Sophie did not seem to be a big fan of Ellie, but we kind of learned about why that was. They're close friends and all, but Ellie's very much a different kind of person than Sophie, you would say. A much more sexual person, very bold, very teasing, playful, very a bit outgoing, very, shameless outfits. Very much a different character than Sophie. That's kind of why Sophie reacted the way around Ellie that she did, not because she didn't like her, because she just has difficulty dealing with her. You had Ellie introducing herself as Sophie's lover, which is not quite the case. Although we did get Ellie bodying Sophie in this episode, which was fairly erotic. So, pretty close on that one. But yeah, just pretty fun cast of characters. I mean, you and Sakuya were just like, whatever. I didn't really care for them much one way or the other. They very much felt like side characters, but I loved Hinata a lot. Hinata was great, and she was obviously a good ship for Ellie to have, because Sophie's obviously going to be shipped with Akari, so it's nice that Ellie had someone, and as Hinata has someone. It did bother me a little bit that Hinata never quite let go of her love of Akari, and just decided to pursue Ellie in general. Maybe, hopefully, we'll get to that point at some point in the show. Well, in the story, the show itself is over. At least the first season is, but hopefully, we do get something like that at some point. She can kind of transition over and accept that Sophie is Akari's true shipmate, and she can, go with Ellie. That would be nice. See anything else with the show worth mentioning? The vampire jokes are always fun, and we had plenty of vampire jokes. Even in this episode, we had that whole blood bank thing. Like, hey, you think they'll give us some? Nah, it's for transfusions. And then Ellis sees this one girl with like candy. He's like, oh, I could trade like candy or something for blood. Apparently that's an acceptable exchange thing. I'll go get a cake or something. That was pretty funny. I saw the joke coming, of course, but that was still pretty funny, nonetheless. But yeah, plenty of vampire jokes in the show. What other ones were there? There was can't believe I'm blanking on it. But there were some age jokes, of course, like how a 50 or 60-year-old woman is young compared to her. There were so many vampire jokes. I don't know why I can't think of them off the top of my head. There's a lot of good ones too. Let's see. I mean, there was the coffin one where like, hey, how can she must be unhappy because she doesn't sleep in a coffin, and then put the lid on her. That was funny. But not really one of the ones I was trying to think of. I don't know. I'm just blanking. But there were some pretty good ones throughout the show. Just take my word for it. Take my word for it. Let's see. I mean, the holiday episodes were great too. I love the Halloween stuff, the Christmas stuff. That was all great to see. There's gotta be a bit more to talk about. I mean, Akari was an interesting character. Reminded me a lot of Shinobu from Kiniro Mosaic, which I'm sure was intentional. I am positive that was intentional. You know, she had her doll thing. And you had Sophie, who reminded me a little bit of Gabriel from Gabriel Dropout, mostly because of the voice actress, but, you know, just some of the things she said, you know, Umu, you know, she said that in a similar way as Gabriel. And just had a similar disposition. Just reminded me a lot of Gabriel from Gabriel Dropout. Let's see. But yeah, it was just interesting seeing like a romance anime between a human and a vampire. You know, that's not something awful like Twilight, you know. That was great. You know, seeing some of their struggles, like time difference and stuff. So the stuff they had to work through as a couple. But they did pretty good with it, you know, all things considered. They worked things out, you know, Akari taking out the trash for Sophie because she shouldn't do that during the daytime. So they can kind of help each other out in certain things like that. But yeah, I may be struggling to say a lot about this anime, but I did love it a lot. I enjoyed this anime a lot more than I thought I would. Top 3 of the season, easily. And I really hope we get a second season. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.